The sunk cost fallacy occurs when people continue an endeavor or maintain a decision because of the time, money, or resources they have already invested, rather than evaluating the current and future benefits objectively. Sunk costs, like the past, can't be recovered. You can't change anything about the past or the costs that you incurred. Welcome back to another episode of the My House Works podcast, where we help you turn your home into an income-generating asset. I'm your host, Thereza Rautenbach, and today we're diving into an essential concept in economics and finance called sunk costs. We'll define what a sunk cost is, explain why the term is used, and provide examples of sunk costs in everyday life and home ownership. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to rethink these costs and to start making your home work for you. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a sunk cost? In economic terms, a sunk cost refers to money that has already been spent and cannot be recovered. This concept is crucial because it highlights the idea that past expenditure should not influence current decision-making processes. When a cost is sunk, it is gone, and no future actions can change it. Compare it to a ship that has sunk. It is gone. The rational approach is to focus on your current and future costs and benefits when making financial decisions. So why is the term sunk cost used? The term is used because it helps to differentiate between costs that are relevant to decision making and those that are not. Recognizing a cost as sunk helps individuals and businesses to avoid the trap of throwing good money after bad or making decisions on past investments rather than current realities. Okay, let's look at some examples of some everyday examples of sunk costs. There are entertainment tickets. That would be a good example. Imagine you've bought a non-refundable ticket to a concert, but on the day of the event, you are feeling unwell. The money you spent on the ticket is a sunk cost. Whether you go to the concert or stay home, the cost remains the same. And that should not influence your decision based on your current health condition. The cost is sunk, whether you attend the concert or not. Rather, if you are unwell, stay at home. There is something like subscriptions. If you've paid for a year's subscription to a magazine, and a few months in, You realize you no longer read the magazine or enjoy it, it's no longer a benefit to you, then the money spent on that subscription is a sunk cost. Continuing the subscription just because you've already paid won't provide additional value if you are not benefiting from it. If you think of business investments, suppose a company invests in developing a product that after some time proves to be non-viable in the market. The initial investment in research and development is a sunk cost. The company should rather focus on future strategies rather than trying to recoup that initial expenditure. Now let's bring this concept closer to home, literally. When we think about home ownership, many costs can be considered sunk costs. Here are a few examples. The home purchase costs. When you bought a house, you spent money on buying that property. There was the legal fees, there was down payments, closing costs, and over the years, you made immediate repairs or renovations. Those are all sunk costs. These expenditures should not influence future decisions about whether to sell the home, rent it out, or make future improvements. Monthly mortgage payments, once made, are also sunk costs. While it's essential to keep up with these payments to avoid foreclosure, the money already paid should not impact decisions about refinancing, selling, or renting the property. What about home improvements? Let's say you've renovated your kitchen for a significant amount of money, and now you consider selling your house. The renovation costs are sunk costs. Your decision to sell should be based on the current market value of your home and on your future plans, not on the amount you spent on the kitchen. This is a very important factor to bear in mind because the sales price that you will get for your house will be based on the current market conditions, not what you spent on renovations and upgrades. Now let's touch on a very important psychological concept called the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy occurs when people continue an endeavor or maintain a decision because of the time, money, or resources they have already invested, rather than evaluating the current and future benefits objectively. This fallacy can lead to poor decision making as it ties our choices to past investments that cannot be recovered. An example would be if you hang on to a property that is clearly past its sell-by date. You hang on to it in the hope that the market will recover or that something will happen in the area that will make your property grow in value. It is better sometimes to let a bad investment go than to hang on it because of this sunk cost fallacy. Understanding and recognizing this psychological trap can help us make more rational and beneficial decisions by focusing on the present and future rather than the irretrievable past. Sunk costs, like the past, can't be recovered. You can't change anything about the past or the costs that you incurred. Understanding sunk costs is crucial because it makes you help more rational and forward-thinking decisions. Instead of focusing on past expenditures, you should assess the current situation and future potential. This mindset shift is especially important when it comes to home ownership. It's also important to not become too emotionally involved in the house that you own. You need to think about it not in an emotional way, but in a rational way. You must rather focus on the current situation and future possibilities or potential. At My House Works, we believe that your home doesn't have to be a financial burden. Instead, your house can be a source of income and financial freedom. It can be part of your journey to get multiple income streams. If your house does not generate income for you, it can be a financial burden if you consider the money and time that you have spent on owning that house. By recognizing which costs are sunk and which are not, you can start exploring ways to turn your home into a profitable asset. For example, you can look into renting out a part of your home, converting unused space into a self-catering apartment, or even hosting short-term rentals. You can create a section into a recording studio. You can use a part of your house for tutoring purposes, for art classes. You can use a large kitchen for cooking classes. These options allow you to generate income from your property, making your house work for you rather than being a mere sunk cost. So for today's episode, that is all. I hope you now have a clearer understanding of sunk costs and how this concept applies to your house and aspects of your life. Remember, the key is to focus on current opportunities and future possibilities, not past expenses. There are many current opportunities that you can use to make your house work for you. We are in a changed environment, and the ability to share your house with others while getting money for doing that is a real possibility that did not always exist in the past. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who might find it valuable. And as always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to reach out. Until next time, this is me, Thereza Rautenbach, reminding you to make your house work for you.